Hey gang, Jeff Stone here with day 71 of the year 2015 at magicreview.com. We are looking at ocular today. Get it? Ocular, looking at. And that's all we're doing is looking at it, because this is attempt number 2 to watch this video and it's failed again. First time. Here's the packet. You got the gimmick here, you got the DVD here. Big fat scratch on the back of this, didn't work. So I sent it to Murphy's. And they said, well, we don't have any, or sent it back to Murphy's, hoping they'd send me another one. They said, we don't have any, they don't have any extras for reviews. So they burned a copy of one of the ones in the warehouse, and then they sent me the burned copy along with this back because it has the gimmick in it, and the burned copy doesn't work. So I'm going to go directly to Peter Nardi and just see if he'll send me a disc. If he does, I will not tease that I'm going to be reviewing it until I've actually watched it and made sure that it works, because now that's twice I've told you guys that we're going to review Ocular tomorrow, and both times it didn't happen. So sorry about that. Moving on. Vibe by Bob Solari. So what you're getting is a concept. You're getting 4 tricks on here that show you how the concept could be applied. These 4 tricks are not new. They're the concepts and the ideas have been around forever. They're nothing earth-shattering, but the way they're done allows you to do these particular effects under impossible conditions, all because of this concept. Now, even this concept is not new. It's a way to modify your deck, to gaff your deck, that takes about 10 minutes. It's a one-time thing, if that. It might even take less than 10 minutes. I did it, but I didn't really pay attention to how long I was timing. I didn't time it, but it was somewhere around 8 to 10 minutes, something like that. And it's a one-time thing. Then your deck is set to go. And the deck, now, before I tell you what it allows you to do, as I said, the concept's old, but the way he's applied the concept is new. I've never seen anything like this before. And so he's applied this idea in a new way that's very, very clever, requires no sleight of hand. It's very easy to use it. And there's no thinking involved. It's just a very, very smart idea. So, every one of these effects I'm about to tell you about can be done with a deck of cards legitimately shuffled by a spectator. And on top of that, each of these 4 effects can be done with you legitimately blindfolded, not fake blindfolds, all right? So, I will be describing the effects, and each effect I will mention that the deck can be shuffled by a spectator and that you can be blindfolded. And rather than saying the word legitimately every time, legitimately shuffled, legitimately blindfolded, rather than saying that over and over again, just know that legitimate is implied. Every one of these, it can be done for real. Okay, so effect number 1. What happens is this. Deck of cards is shuffled legitimately by the spectator. Then you could, if you wanted to, be blindfolded. Now, none of these effects are done blindfolded. He just mentions the fact that if you wanted to, you could. And you could. So, the spectator shuffles cards, you're blindfolded, and you are able to then, while blindfolded, after the spectators shuffle the cards, deal the cards into 2 piles, and then take off the blindfold, and in the 2 piles, you've separated the reds and the blacks. Okay? Think about how impossible that sounds, all right? And again, it's not hard. It's not the kind of thing where it's, it's just not, it's super easy. It's just super, super easy. Okay. Next, this is an effect by Bill Wish called Covert Vibrations. And it's the same thing as what I just said, except for one little difference. You deal them into 3 piles rather than 2. And again, shuffle deck by the spectators. You're blindfolded if you'd like to be. The first pile that you've dealt out is all red. Then the other 2 piles are black, but they've been separated into clubs, or into odds and evens, or clubs and spades if you like. It's just, you can do it that way too. So, again, that would be done with a shuffled deck and you blindfolded. Think about how impossible that seems. Next, there's an effect on there where a deck is freely shuffled, a card is freely selected, and then the card is put back, the deck is freely shuffled again. And again, the spectator can do all these shufflings I'm talking about. And then if you'd like to be blindfolded, you can be. and you deal through the cards one time, showing them the cards, each time showing a card, showing a card, showing a card. And the idea is that when they see their card in their brain, they're supposed to say stop or whatever, and you always know which card is their card. And you reveal, yep, you're thinking that's the one I'm showing you right now, that's your card. And then the last one is any four of a kind, or four of any kind is what it's called. And they can name any four of a kind. So, let's say they say the fours. You remove the fours, show that the rest of the deck is shuffled up, and it's it's normal. There's nothing, no duplicates or anything like that. And then you have them choose where in the deck to put each of those fours, and they can put them in one at a time. And then they shuffle the cards up. And then again, if you'd like to be blindfolded, you could be. And then you deal the cards. You're just dealing into one pile, but every once in a while you fling one off to the side, and then you keep dealing back into your pile, and then you fling another one off. When all is said and done, you've dealt just a pile of cards, but four that you've flung out separately, and those four happen to be the four fours, or whatever cards that they told you to start with, whatever four of a kind they mentioned. So every one of those, spectators shuffling the cards, you're blindfolded if you want to be. That's how good they are. Of course, you don't have to be blindfolded. You can just turn your head and do the dealing or whatever you want. So the reason I tell you about being blindfolded, because I want you to know that it's not the kind of thing where you're having to put your glasses on and look at the cards. You know what I'm saying? I've seen a mentalist do that one time. I don't remember who it was, but even if I did, I probably wouldn't tell you. But he was had a spectator write something down, and he was going to do a center tear or a peek or something. And right before he does it, he puts his glasses on, so his reading glasses, so he could see what he was doing. Anyway, I just thought that was kind of funny. Anyway, sidetrack. Bottom line, if you like those effects, or how impossible they are, because you may not like the dealing kind of thing, and I understand that. But even if you don't like the effects, this is one where I would urge you, if you will, to still consider this one, because you're getting more than just the effects. You're getting this concept, this principle. And also I should mention, Bill Wish has an idea of just how to modify just one card and have it in a deck of cards that's not been modified other than the one card. And that allows you to do some very powerful things as well. And so this concept is what you're paying for. And once you see what it is, you'll A, go, wow, that's really simple. B, I can't believe it works out well. But when you try it, you go, wow, it works out well. Which I did try it, and it does work that well. And then C, you'll go, man, I could apply this to that effect, or this effect, or this effect, or this whole new effect here. So it's the kind of thing that will get your mind thinking, and it'll get you, it gives you the potential to create other effects, or to do the ones that are on here. If you like the ones on here, duh, get this. I mean, it's a no-brainer. Because not only will you get the secret to these four effects, but you'll get this concept in general that can be applied to other things. But again, even if you're on the fence about the effects, or you're not sure about the effects, the concept is still solid that can be applied to other things. If you're a coin worker and you don't do card tricks, then yeah, don't bother. Other than that, for $20, it's well worth the risk to see if I'm right, frankly. So, that's it, guys. I gave it 5 stars, stone status of gem. Now, it's time for you to like this video, subscribe to my channel, share it to all of your social places, and listen to the random iTunes song of the moment, which is, oh man, a blast from the past. Sorry, I didn't play right away. Anybody recognize this? The band is called Firehouse. The song, Love of a Lifetime. Firehouse, they're an underrated band that had a lot of great songs back in the 80s. And I think they put out some albums well into the 90s, and I think they're even still touring occasionally. So, check them out. I'll put a link to this particular song in the description below. So, tune in tomorrow, guys. Day 72, where we're looking at one that I chose myself because I want to watch this one, and that is Early Dobson, Volume 1. That's it for today, guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Peace out.